We are back with a brand new video. What is good, Heat Nation? In today's video, we're going to be covering a lot of different topics around, the news around the Heat, Jaylen Brown rumors, the Heat not having a Christmas game. I do want to talk a little bit about Kyle Lowry. So make sure you guys stay tuned till the end of the video. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you guys drop a like, subscribe if you guys are new. We are on the road to 3,000 subscribers. It would be really, really appreciated. And yeah, go check out my second channel. I will be doing a tier list for Eastern and Western Conference teams. You guys do not want to miss those videos. I did have one person in the comment section ask me to do like a video where the Heat would stack up in the rest of the East. I think I'm going to be doing that on my second channel, like a tier list video. So if you guys are interested in like where the Heat would stack up in the Eastern Conference, go check out my second channel. We'll be up there in a couple of days. But yeah, let's get right into it, man. We got to talk about the Jaylen Brown rumors because this came out yesterday from Adam Barai from the basement. Obviously, he's plugged into the Heat, so he does have some sources and stuff like that, so he is credible. But according to him, if the Boston Celtics go after Kevin Durant, the Miami Heat could try to pry away Jaylen Brown from the Brooklyn Nets or from the Celtics in a 3-team deal that sends Tyler Hero in that same package, basically, with a couple of more, young assets from Boston and some picks included in order to pursue Jaylen Brown while the Celtics get Kevin Durant. Now, this is something that kind of came out of the blue. I mean, I know when the Celtics kind of made their offer, or it was leaked that they made an offer that included JB and Derek White or something like that. I know a lot of Heat fans are like, why don't we just get JB from the Nets? And then I think this just resurfaced yesterday. But yeah, after this report, a lot of people were like, whoa, like this came out of kind of the blue. What do I think of it? I think it'll be very hard to trade for Jaylen Brown. I'm not going to lie. I just don't see, number one, I don't really see the Celtics really trading him away. And if they do trade him for Kevin Durant, I don't understand why the Nets would take him just if they're relocating him to the Heat. Like, why would the Nets trade for Jaylen Brown if they're sending him to the Heat for the Tyler Hero package? The Tyler Hero package has proven that it cannot really get anyone. So anyone who's a star level player. So if we get Jaylen Brown, if the Celtics get Kevin Durant, the Nets are going to be stuck with that Tyler Hero package with some younger assets, I guess, Peyton Pritchard or something like that added from the Celtics and a couple of picks, but that's not enough. So I don't know why the Celtics would give up Jaylen Brown if they were willing to trade for him, because I don't think they would trade for him just to give him up. I get a lot of people are saying that he's a free agent in 2 years and he might walk. You do not want to trade for a player who's going to walk. You want to get as many picks as possible, which I do understand, but I feel like if they knew that Jaylen Brown was going to walk, I just feel like they wouldn't trade for him in the first place. So yeah, I don't really know if this is going to happen. Like I would probably keep my hopes low on this one. If it was me, like, you guys can do whatever you want, obviously, but I'm not really putting too much stock into us getting Jaylen Brown. Like, I just don't think it's going to happen. As far as if I want it to happen, the fit would be immaculate. It would be one of the best fits in the NBA because he's an excellent defender and he's an excellent shooter. And not only is it a great 3-and-D player, he can finish at the rim as well. The only thing he has to improve on is his ball handling and his playmaking. And he doesn't have to do too much playmaking and too much ball handling on this team because we have Jimmy. Ball handling he'll have to do, but playmaking he won't have to do too much because we have Jimmy and Kyle. But yeah, as far as like playmaking and stuff, he won't have to do all that. But ball handling, he does have to improve. He did kind of show in the playoffs that Victor Oladipo was just ripping the ball out of his hands at every single possession. So he does have to improve ball handling. I'm not gonna lie, that's his like biggest weakness to me. But his defense is crazy good. His shooting is crazy good. He can finish at the rim. He's a really good player, man. He's one of the most valuable players in this league because of his two-way ability. And if you were asking me if I would rather have Jaylen Brown or Donovan Mitchell on my team, I'm taking Jaylen Brown specifically for the two-way ability. Because a lot of people, I think Donovan Mitchell is probably a better player as far as like, who's better right now. But as far as who I would rather have on the Heat, I would rather have Jaylen Brown because I think he would fit right in with this defensive culture that we have. And his offensive game is just getting better and better. So although he's not the scorer that Donovan Mitchell or Kevin Durant is, he's not, he's not a far off, scorer of Donovan Mitchell. Obviously, Donovan Mitchell is a superior scorer, but I don't think the gap is huge by any means. But the gap is huge defensively, and Jaylen Brown is one of the best on-ball defenders in the NBA. So I think that, Jaylen Brown would be huge on this team. I'm not gonna lie, he could be, a guy who could take a lot of these clutch shots and create shots for himself and others. And the thing about him is, whenever we play Jaylen Brown, whenever we play the Celtics, for some reason I'm always more scared about Jaylen Brown than I am about Jason Tatum. Like, I just don't know what it is. I think I know Jason Tatum is the better player. I know a lot of people wanted to say that Jaylen Brown is the better player. Jason Tatum is the best player on that team. But for some reason, every time we go against the Celtics, bro, I'm always worried about Jaylen Brown. I'm like, every time Jaylen Brown shoots the ball, it seems like it's gonna go in. Like, that's what and the thing is, he makes the most contested shots, bro. That's why every time we go against the Celtics, I just worry about Jaylen Brown, because Jaylen Brown can just get hot and he can just go nuclear. So that's why, like, I just don't know what it is about him. He just has that it factor. He just has something about him that, it's just crazy. But yeah, I mean, I love JB. I just don't think that, it's gonna happen. I mean, it might. You never know. But I'm not getting my hopes up about this. I don't want to be let down or anything like that. So I'm just gonna, play it cool. We'll see what happens. If it happens, obviously great. If it doesn't, I never really expected it to happen anyway. So I'm keeping that mindset with this thing right now. But yeah, that's the JB stuff. Let me know what you guys think about that. The Jaylen Brown rumors. On to the Christmas games. Apparently the Heat have not received a Christmas game for the third year in a row. Probably, I think, second year in a row. Yeah, second year, because I think we did receive a Christmas game after we went to the finals. We played the Pelicans, which we absolutely blew them out. I'm pretty sure Duncan had like 9 threes in that game. But yeah, with this year we do not have a Christmas game. Same with last year. Really baffling. I mean, we were the number 1 seed. We went to the Eastern Conference Finals. I mean, the fact that they gave a Christmas game to the New York Knicks, I get that it's the Knicks and they're a big market, but you're telling me that people would rather see Julius Randle and RJ Barrett than Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo? Like you're kidding me. Like, there's no way. I mean, the Knicks and the Sixers seem to always play on Christmas. I'm pretty sure the Knicks and the Sixers played last year too. Like, that was the game, the Knicks and the Sixers. Or I might be tripping. I don't know. But the Knicks seem to always be on Christmas. The Sixers I can understand. I don't even know who the other teams were. Like, there was an explanation made by someone that because the Dolphins play on Christmas, the Heat don't. But the Eagles play on Christmas, and the Sixers are also playing. The Packers play on Christmas, and the Bucks are playing. So I don't get that logic. You can't have it both ways. Like, you can't give 2 Christmas games for 2 teams from a city here and not give it here because you don't want to give 2 teams from a city in Miami, but you want to give 2 teams from a city in Milwaukee or Wisconsin. Like, it doesn't make sense. So, I mean, I'm not heated about it. It's just a Christmas game, but like, it just shows that the Heat are still, disrespected by the NBA, which is fine. I'm cool with being that way because I don't want the team to have too much pressure and expectations on itself. I just wanted to come play, good basketball and just go under the radar because, we all know that the Heat are slept on. But yeah, that's the Christmas games. On to the Kyle Lowry situation. I do want to talk about Kyle Lowry because Kyle Lowry, was on my mind recently because I was looking at some of his workout videos or something like that. But I'm pretty sure he was working out with Bam. I'm not sure exactly where it was. It might have been in like Vegas or something. I don't know where it was, but it was in the gym and he was working out with Bam. And Kyle Lowry looks in incredible shape. I don't think I've talked about this. He looks in really, really good shape. And I don't know if he's even going to be on the team because, if the Heat were to trade for Durant or trade for Mitchell, there is a chance that Kyle Lowry could be either going to Brooklyn or sent to a third team. I don't think he's going to go to Utah, but if he was in the Mitchell trade, he would probably be sent to a third team. But there is a chance that he might be involved in either of those 2 trades. So when you're looking at, the situation like that, the thing about Lowry is, like I said, it's not a guarantee that he's on this team, but I think there's a good chance that he will be because I just don't see the Heat really trading him for anything else unless it's like a superstar. And right now, the chances of us getting Durant is not the highest because obviously the Nets don't like our package and we got to pull a lot of strings with a couple of different teams to make this happen. So assuming that Lowry's on the team on opening night, he's going to have a big role to play in this offense and the defense, obviously. But in the team in general, he's going to have to play a huge role because last year, we can all agree, it was a little bit underwhelming. I don't know what his stats are. I think it was probably like 12 points per game and maybe 6 assists or something like that. I don't know. But he just did not live up to his contract or his expectations that a lot of people set on him. He just was not Toronto Kyle. He was not Toronto Lowry. He was not the Lowry that whenever we played against Toronto, Lowry was always just giving us headaches and problems just because he was doing all like the irritating stuff. He was like arguing with the refs. He still does that, obviously. But I'm not talking about the flopping and stuff. He was just making all the little plays, and he was just hitting some big time shots for them. I still remember that half court buzzer beater that he hit in game 1 when we played them in 2016. That was ridiculous. I just like we just have not seen Toronto Kyle Lowry since he's left, and I know a lot of that might be because of his age, and number 2, a lot of that might be because of his injury. He's dealt with injuries last season. He had a personal family issue or something like that. I hope that's all resolved now. I hope that it's all good now. Whatever's went on in his personal life. Because I think this year it's a complete clean slate and there's no excuses for Kyle, because we cannot afford for him to get injured. If he has personal issues still, that's out of our control. We can't do anything about it, but that's also out of his control. He can't do anything about it. He will have to miss games. But as far as injuries, I just hope he stays healthy. That hamstring really messed him up in the playoffs. He came out looking way out of shape in the playoffs. We all know the Kyle Lowry jokes, calling him thick and stuff like that, but he did look like that in the playoffs. I'm not gonna lie. But I think that the thing about Lowry is he can just change it. He can just change a game very easily because he has some of these skills that I'm not comparing him to this player, because I think this player will go down as a top 10 point guard of all time, and he will go down as a Hall of Famer guaranteed. Lowry, it could be a Hall of Famer, but Chris Paul, bro. Lowry has some of the Chris Paul tendencies. I'm not gonna lie. Chris Paul and Kyle Lowry are not very different as far as play style and antics. They both do the little things where they're complaining to the refs, flopping, all these irritating stuff that when you play against them you absolutely hate. But when they're on your team, they still do those little things and they take charges. Lowry is one of the best charge takers in the NBA. Not only that, one of the best playmakers. Both of them are two of the best playmakers in this era. Obviously, Chris Paul is one of the best playmakers of all time. And they just don't really care about scoring. They can score if they wanted to, but they have pass first mentalities. They play bigger than they are. I see a lot of similarities, and if Kyle Lowry can do some Chris Paul things and put his imprint on this team, and he did show flashes. I remember there was a game against the Clippers last season where he was going crazy. He had like 20-something points in the fourth quarter. We didn't win that game, but he took over. And I think a lot of that is him staying healthy. But I do expect Lowry to have a bounce back season, especially because he's in tremendous shape. He was not really in this shape that he is right now last season at all. So that gives me promise that he's going to stay healthy, not going to get banged up. He's going to be, he's going to be more mobile out there. There was a stat saying that in the playoffs, he was the most blown by player in the NBA or something like that. I think a lot of that is because of his mobility was affected because of his hamstring. But I think now he's going to be, pretty good. If his hamstring is all healed up, which it should be, he's going to be in good shape, and he is in good shape. So I'm expecting a good season from Lowry if he's on this team. I'm expecting at least 14 points per game, 8 assists per game, and just shoot well from 3. I think he shot only like 30-something% from 3. I want to get that up to at least 40% from 3 would be ideal, but I don't expect that. Probably 30. I want to get it to high 30s. I'm pretty sure it was low 30s last season, like 31 or 32. I want to get that up to like 37, 38% from 3. If he can do that this season, I'll love it. I'm not expecting him to average 20 a game. I'm not expecting to have 12 assists per game. I'm expecting to have at least 14 points per game, 8 assists per game, because I think is going to have to be tasked of spoon feeding Bam and just giving the ball to Bam, force feeding this man and telling him to score at every single opportunity, because Bam benefited from Lowry last season. I'm pretty sure in game 3 against the Celtics where he had 31, Lowry kept giving Bam the ball. He was like, no, you got to score, bro. You're our offense right now. So I hope that he still does the same thing this season, is keeps looking and force feeding and spoon feeding Bam Adebayo. But just shoot well from 3, and I think you'll be fine. Shoot well from 3, play make, and just defend at a high level. But yeah, I'm expecting a good season from Lowry. I don't think it's gonna be like a throwback vintage Toronto season, because he might have lost a step, or he might have lost some of that juice. But as far as impact on the game, I believe he can still affect the game in a lot of different ways. And I don't think he's washed. I still think he has some left in him. So I'm expecting a big season from Kyle. You know, we'll see what happens. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this Kyle Lowry situation. We're gonna wrap up the video here, man. If you guys enjoyed it, leave a like, subscribe, comment down below.